Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to my patch 3.45 Anima weapon overview. They added a new step to the Anima weapon this patch that will allow you to upgrade your weapon from item level 240 to item level 260. Any of the customized stats you had on the i240 weapon will remain on the item level 260 version. This step is very similar to the hyperconductive step, and as such, it is a much easier step than the Umbrite step and the original item level 210 step before the nerfs. In order to start the new Anima weapon quest, first make sure you have an item level 240 Anima weapon, and then with that weapon equipped, go talk to Ardashir in Azys Law and accept the new quest, Future Proof. This quest will send you to Idleshire, where you'll be told to collect a total of 50 singing clusters. This is all you have to do for the entirety of the upgrade from item level 240 to 260. Now, singing clusters can be collected in 3 different ways that we know of currently. For all we know, there could be more methods out there that can make this step even easier, but I don't really think it needs any more steps. First of all, you can buy them for 150 lore apiece. Now keep in mind, if you're trying to make progress on this step before actually reaching this step, this is the only way to obtain singing clusters. Honestly, you're probably better off spending any lore if you're on previous steps on the Umbrites. I don't think many people will be future-proofing for this step as it is. During the quest, you'll also be introduced to 2 NPCs that each give a repeatable quest that rewards singing clusters. These are what you'll want to do if you don't want to spend any lore on the singing clusters, but you can only do these quests once you've made it to this step. So again, you can't do these ahead of time to start collecting singing clusters before you get to this step. One of the repeatable quests asks you to do 1 expert roulette in exchange for 1 singing cluster. This quest can be done once per day. The other is a weekly quest that asks you to do 3 leveling roulettes in exchange for 10 clusters. Now keep in mind, when doing the expert or doing your leveling roulette, you do not need to be on the job that you are doing your Anima quest for in order to get credit. So in terms of how much effort it takes to get all 50 singing clusters, if you combine the lore that you get from doing leveling roulette with a level 60 job, and the expert roulettes you'll do daily, it will take exactly 2 weeks to complete with just doing the roulettes for their quest. Let's show the math behind that. 3 leveling roulettes a week nets you 300 lore if you're doing it on a level 60 job, plus you'll get the weekly quest done for 10 singing clusters. You'll also do 7 experts a week, although if you were lucky and you did these right before the reset this morning, you'll actually get 8 for the first week and finish this a day early. So if you just do the 7, it's 980 lore for those 7 experts, plus the 7 clusters you'll get from completing the quest 7 times. So if we add that all up, in 1 week, you'll receive 10 singing clusters from the weekly, 7 from the dailies, plus 8 clusters from lore. Since you'll have 1280 lore divided by 150, you'll be able to buy a total of 8. So in 1 week, you will earn 25 clusters. Do that for 2 weeks, and that's 50 clusters. Heck, even without spending any lore, you can do it as little as 20 days. Well, 20 days, you'll do 3 weekly quests in that time, so that's 30 clusters, plus 20 experts, 20 more clusters, bam, you have 50 clusters. You could even just do the weekly for 5 weeks and not spend any lore, and it'll just take you 5 weeks to get 10 clusters a week. And keep in mind, this is excluding any lore you may receive from doing the new Palace of the Dead floors, or doing Alexander for the week, or any other source of lore that might be in the game. Heck, if you're lucky, you had 2,000 lore saved up before this patch even started, and you can buy 13 clusters right off the bat, which is already over 1/4 of the quest done. And that's it. That's all you have to do to move your item level from 240 to 260 on your Anima weapon. Very similar to the hyperconductive step, but even easier than that step. And this was kind of what I expected. I expect the next step, however, to be more akin to the Umbrite step. Overall, it still sucks getting to an i240 weapon, and the #1 question is always going to be, is it worth doing now? It really is only worth doing if you really think you're going to want this item, whether it's for glamour or you just want to actually complete something in the game, because getting to 240, even with the nerfs to the i210 step, is still a very time-consuming aspect because of the Umbrite farm for the item level 240 weapon. I also do agree this step is very uninspired. I mean, I don't ever expect it to be inspired at this point with the Anima weapon. It's just not the expectation I have. They have this for grinding, and tomestones you could earn literally doing anything in the game. So that's the idea behind tomestones, is that, oh, you'll always be making progress, and that's why they do it so frequently. But we as human beings will usually take the step that does the least amount of time, so that way we can get it done faster. So it doesn't really end up working out that way in terms of how it affects us. Overall, I don't expect the next step after this to be any more innovative than this one was. Probably more methods of progressing than this one, but that's about it. We know that in 4.0, they are thinking of moving away from the current system and instead putting it in Eureka Eureka the Forbidden Land. Those of you who played Final Fantasy III know that Eureka the Forbidden Land is known for housing legendary weapons. What kind of grind that will be in Eureka, we have no idea. But we may see it move away from this monotonous system and into something that's a little bit more engaging when we get to Eureka the Forbidden Land. But anyway, let me know if you're going to be working on this step. Let me know what you thought of this step. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for more information, especially some videos of me soloing Palace of the Dead up to floor 100. And we'll see if we can go even further than that. Thank you for watching, everyone. And until next time, take care.